Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right, well, welcome everyone. This is DJ from Silvercloud. We appreciate you all taking a few minutes this afternoon to join us. Very excited to introduce our partners at ChannelNet. We have Joe and Paula, who are going to run through their demos of ChannelNet today. And this is very exciting. We've worked with a number of partners, and I think this is just a really exciting product solution and very timely with everything that's happening in the world. So, without further ado, I'm gonna pass it over to Paula. She already has her screen on. If you have any questions, I'll be monitoring that, so feel free to drop it in the chat, or we can save it till the end. So without further ado, Paula Tompkins, from the CEO of ChannelNet.
Hi, and thanks for joining us today. Well, thank you, everyone, and without further ado, let me start the process and start the discussion. Okay. So just a little background. ChannelNet has been in business for over 35 years. We have a cybersecurity practice, a patented platform with two patents, one on modular structure or component-based architecture, and one on data-driven personalization. We are a SaaS model, managed service, and we are agile methodology. And how we came to the credit union and bank space, the community bank and credit union space, was we, for most of our existence, have worked with very large enterprises, very large scale, millions of customers in the auto, the home improvement, and other space. And so we packaged our product into something that's extremely affordable, easy to implement for banks and credit unions that are small and mid-size in asset size. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about how our world has been turned upside down by COVID. And there's definitely a transformation that's underway. We were all kind of moving in that direction. Most of our clients tell us, well, yeah, digital, you know, a thing at a time. But what's happened is it's turned the model upside down, and that means that digital is now going to really take a front seat in communicating with members and customers and driving them to the point of sale, the physical branch, or providing them with the opportunity to connect with the people they need to really, you know, with their mortgages and other items. We are going to talk today about our digital engagement platform. And so basically, ChannelNet has two use cases of that platform: the personal digital engagement capability, and that's where we create hyper-relevant, data-driven experiences that are unique. Digital engagement delivers curated content, functionality, and tools from your existing channels, and we'll talk about that a lot more as we move through the presentation. We also specialize in bringing all that content from social reviews, the videos, the YouTube channels, the educational materials, and that into the experience. So we become a layer, a personalization layer between your brand website and the email delivery capability or text messaging that you do with your members. So the second use case we're going to talk about today is our central or location-specific searchable online virtual branches. And these will allow members to schedule virtual or in-person meetings with branch, regional, or central personnel. So we're very excited to share those two use cases. We'll kick off with the first use case, which is our personal digital engagement. And what we're all about is delivering the right message at the right time to the right person. And marketers have always been very driven around what they want to say to an individual member or customer. And that's kind of been the way the world has worked. And now with digital, we can do a better job of understanding what the customer or member needs and what they're interested in. So we can create that relevant experience, which is dead center in the integration between what you want to say and what they're interested in. So this is the sweet spot that we all need to get to in our communications with our customers and members. Now, we deliver personal pages, and each personal page includes a personal identifier for each individual customer or member. And as in the case here, we call it a personal URL. We use some sort of subdomain, so it's recognizable that the messaging is coming from you. And then we can either use the last name, first initial, last name, or any other kind of arrangement. And then that individual gets signed that unique identifier. And that allows us to track every action taken by each individual member or customer. It also allows us to demand sense and deliver leads and retarget these individual customers or members with relevant information, and then connect them with the branch personnel or the central personnel that can help them with their financial questions and needs. Our goal is to really drive these individuals to actionable functions on your website and other forms of media. So we know who acted, what actions they took, where was the action taken, when was the action taken, by time, by day, and how they acted. And each page that we create is persistent. It belongs for life, as long as they're your customer or member, to them. And no one else will see that personal page, and no one else will get the information associated with that page. It's also dynamic. So the page is there, and the content dynamically changes based upon the rules that we establish with you and the data we get from you. So each personal page can be delivered by a unique email designed to drive the member to the personal page or the customer, a text message with double opt-in capability. We encourage all members or customers to bookmark their page so they can come back to it at their own leisure. We also can integrate it into your mobile banking app and your online banking solution. So behind the pin. And personal pages are extremely flexible and have an automated cadence. So some of the cadences that are important to think about as we look at this is welcome a new member or customer to the organization, and then re-engage existing members and customers that you already have a relationship with. We then continue that dialogue and changing that data or changing that content based upon the data that we get on a daily basis from you. We then can set up time triggers, like based upon when a particular financial instrument might be, a car loan might be ending, or welcoming them when they get a new car loan, seasonal messaging around activities associated with the seasons, new product and service thank yous. The instant they adopt a new product or service, we want to thank them, we want to survey them. If they raise their hand about a given life event or business activity, we want to retarget them with a very specific set of messaging, and then ad hoc for special situations. So now we want to take a few minutes and do a demo, a couple of demos of our personal engagement pages.
All right, Joe, you want me to make you the presenter?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
All right, you should have that now.
All right. So hopefully you are seeing 5 Point Credit Union. Yes?
No.
Oh, hang on. Here it comes.
There we go.
Okay. So great. I'm going to take you through a couple of actual demos of these personal pages, as Paula said. A couple that I want to share with you. One is Paula mentioned a welcome, so a member that is new to the credit union and how we handle welcoming them as a new member. I'm going to show you a retargeting example. So for someone who gave us some information about an upcoming life stage event that's coming in their lives, we can retarget them with specific targeted content. And then a couple other examples that are that showcase the partnership we have with a company called Silvercloud, who you might have heard of because of this phone call. And we're going to demonstrate some of the integrations that we've now put into the personal page capabilities because of our partnership with them. So with that, I'm going to kind of walk you through these. These are built out in what we call components. So each personal page is a series of components, and they can be any number of components based on client desire direction. But in this case, we're welcoming this new member to the credit union. Typically across the top, we have our masthead with the credit union branding, the click to call number, and the hamburger menu. So this component is our hero component. So you can see here we're personalizing it, saying, Blaine, welcome to 5 Point Credit Union. We're glad you chose us. We value the trust you placed in us, etc. So these components are built out to have just a small amount of information to get them to dive deeper in. So we tell them we've created a personal page for them that's tailored to them, that will stay with them as they continue through their experience with 5 Point. We encourage them to take a survey, which actually will drop them right here, as well as bookmarking the page, because as Paula mentioned, these pages are dynamic and they can come back and visit them in the future and the content will have changed. So in this case, we've just welcomed them as a new member. We say, please take a minute to complete our quick survey. Tell us about your onboarding experience. They tell us they were very satisfied. They can even type comments in the box that so-and-so was really helpful. They hit submit and we say, thank you for your feedback. We'll be able to serve our members better. So we give them a quick little response. And that can be tailored based on what they select in those numbers 1 through 5. So then the next component is really about getting them to download the online apps from the app stores or Google Play. So they can click on these and actually pull those right in and look at them right in line within the Pearl and download the apps right there. They can sign up for online banking within this as well. So just clicking on that link that takes them right onto their ability to log in. Then a component about fun-filled member perks. So we're here for you with great savings on local theme parks in this case, so they can click on this and it drives them into information to sign up on getting discounts on tickets. Getting a credit card, if we want to cross-sell them on a credit card, the personal pages are really designed for cross-sell and upsell of different products and services. So they can actually apply now right within the experience, check out rates, learn more, and again, these deep link right to content within the website. These life stage surveys are really, really helpful and drive additional content that we can send to them. So we have a whole library of different types of life stages that we can include based on touch point, based on what the credit union desires. So in this case, let's say they said they're checking, we're going to be thinking about a new home in the next, next year, and they submit that, and then we say, thank you for taking our time to complete the survey. And that can help drive a retargeting personal page back to them, which I'm going to show you in just a second. Another couple components here to wrap it up on this welcome, which is investing in your goals. You can help using our financial tools. How long will it take to pay off my loan? How can I save? All of these, again, deep link into that content in the website where they can take those actions at a more detailed level. Financial money management, more financial education tools that they can deep link to. And then we kind of sign off with just the picture of the branch, and let's keep in touch with some of that information about address and phone. So that's our welcome. What I'm going to show you now is, I showed you that life stage survey in the welcome. So I'm going to show you now a use case for a retargeting message. So in this case, Unify, they've taken advantage of this. And if somebody checks the wedding life stage box that they're going to get married in the next year or 6 months or 9 months, we send out within 24 hours what's called a retargeting personal page, which is independent of the regular pearls they get. And this is all about helping them plan their wedding, and with the help of Unify. So same masthead, as we scroll down into the hero, when they land on this, they're going to land on the first hero, which is making memories. So no debt, however you make your vows, it'll cost you. We'll help you get through all that. And then this is a rolling carousel hero, so they can get additional promotions here about information that we can help them with. Your wedding your way, so the venue needs a deposit, the DJ has a conflict, your mom insists your cousin can shoot, blah, blah, blah. So it's all about personal loans and how that can help you save money. versus putting things on your credit card. So you can deep link right to an application right here, see rates. Seriously enviable. So it's about how do we save for a honeymoon? How do we do other things to get more liquid? How do we open deposits that help us with penalty-free withdrawal? Again, click here to get rates and get additional deep link information. Keep calm and carry on about getting a credit report, cluing on credit. So again, this is about making sure their credit score is good. And then there's a video that Unify put together on tying the knot. So helping them plan for their big day, that it's a big cost, but don't worry, we're here to help. And you take this off in chunks, it's not such a bad bite. So this gives some information about different aspects of planning a wedding and what those costs might be, and that we're here to help. Combining into checking accounts. Do you want to have one? Do you want to have two? What makes most sense? So you can apply now to have a joint account. Find freedom together. So how to get rid of your debt. And that we're here for you 24/7. So I know I'm going a little quick, but you get the idea. This is all specifically targeted to a wedding retarget customer member that's looking for additional help with this information, and they've raised their hand to tell us they're interested in it. The next example I'm going to show you is where we're doing some integrations with Silvercloud, which we're excited about, particularly here with the chatbot and the FAQs and search. So we've come up with two use cases. The first is a COVID one, and so obviously with COVID going on, as Paul mentioned at the beginning, everything has changed, whether we like it or not, and people are having to do a lot more online, a lot more digitally in every aspect of their lives. So we've created here a simple personal page communication that's all about how First Financial is here to help you during these challenging times. Again, it's personalized. We know COVID-19 has thrown havoc into people's lives, but we're here for you. Let's even ask them a survey. How has the coronavirus impacted your financial situation? It's severely hurt my financial situation. I submit, and then these responses are targeted to what number they selected. So in this case, sorry, you're having trouble, schedule an appointment with us and we can help you out. So here we've got our appointment scheduler, and we can integrate with existing appointment schedulers that a credit union might have, or we have ours that's an off-the-shelf module that you can use. Very simple. You pick the date that you're interested in having a meeting. I want to come in late morning on Friday. I want you to contact me by phone. I'd like to have my meeting virtually because I don't want to come into the branch. I'm not comfortable with that yet. And I want to talk about investment planning and any notes I want to put here. And I submit that, and then that basically submits directly to a designated person that is identified by the credit union, and this person then can follow up with them directly to confirm their meeting appointment for that Friday late morning, and make it put it on the books and agree on how they're going to meet. Some additional information regarding COVID. Again, it's an uncertain time, so information that deep links to the website for navigating uncertainty, helping with loan payments, and certainly Skip-a-Pay has been a popular one these days with auto loans and others. Yeah, obviously, I didn't mention the chatbot at the beginning, but obviously this is here, and it scrolls up and down as the member goes through the personal page experience, so they can interact with the chatbot there. And then the other side of the coin is the frequently asked questions that are all at the touch of a button. So those launch through that integration we have now with Silvercloud, and certainly they can view all those financial FAQs here as well. So again, we're really excited to have the partnership to include these integrations for credit unions and bank customers as well. Just a couple other pieces to show component-wise. So refinancing is hot right now, so they can talk with a refinancing expert. Click right here to do that and get it set up. Learn more about refinancing, going green with e-statements, so they're doing more digitally, and then the sign-off. And then the last use case from personal page perspective is a credit card. So because we get the data on a daily basis, we know that in this case, Paul has been pre-approved for a First Financial Visa credit card. So we deliver her a personal page that talks about that. Take advantage of the freedom, flexibility, and purchase protection that we offer you. Learn more, goes right to the component that talks about the two different options of Platinum Visa and Rewards Visa. They can apply right now and click on this and go right to the application. Here's the life stage survey again. So again, as I showed in previous examples, they can click on any one of these, and these can change based on what the credit union wants to have here. But again, these can drive those retargeting messages and leads. The big thing there is that we get that data real time, and we can provide those leads directly to the designated at the credit union or specifically at a branch for follow-up. And many of our clients are doing that with great success. The FAQs again here that they can interact with and use real time. And then just some more educational content, real world financial education that they can click and start to learn more here. The referral program that we've included, and again, all these components are interchangeable. We can do whatever the credit union wants. And then we sign off with, again, call us, our phone number, our branch hours and services, et cetera. So again, I went a little quickly, but I wanted to get through these 4 examples. And then I'm going to turn it back to Paula to talk about our other use case, which is virtual branches.
All right, great. So Paula, I'll make you the presenter. So it should be coming over to you now.
Can you see?
We can, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at our second use case, which is our digital virtual branches use case. And now I just need to get there we go. Sorry about that. So, of course, the old way was, we relied on the branch and in-person meetings at the branch. And with COVID, that's become a real problem. People want convenience. They want to save time. They want to be more efficient. And so the new way is really to bring the expertise to the member in any way the member wants or the customer wants to be helped. So we all know today that video chat has really taken off. And I know I never used it in my life until COVID. So now we have that and we're very excited about it. So virtual branches are designed to really connect to the experts that can help the members and the customers. And the primary use cases for those are things like mortgages, investments, sophisticated service inquiries, business issues, small business. Every single thing that you've seen today can be tailored toward the specific audience, whether it's a retail customer, whether it's a business customer, a commercial account, a wealth management kind of a specialist. So these remote advisors can reduce the amount of lost business, enhance your cross-selling, upselling, and right selling, because they bring that human expertise, which is still critically important in financial transactions, especially the big complex ones. So we see the opportunity as really to offer either a central branch or a local footprint and a local branch, depending on the way you want us to organize that engagement with your branch. So we want to ensure that customers and members, again, get the expert assistance they need when they need it. And we can also establish virtual branches for particular lines of business, like private wealth management or large commercial accounts, or even small business accounts. So I think it's very important that we make this experience as relevant to their needs as possible. So these digital virtual branches are either central or location specific. And if they're location specific, they're search optimized very heavily based upon local search. And some of the features we include, of course, schedule a meeting, live chat, video, document signing, social reviews, referrals, promotions, events. You could even, if you're doing local, you could have the events that are happening at your local branch versus a central. Key personnel, we want their images. We want people to feel like they're going to get help from people they trust and they know. All sorts of surveys, services, FAQs, chat, and much, much more. So now what we're going to do is very quickly show you a virtual branch demo, and we'll hand it off to Joe very quickly and then come back and finish up with a few remaining slides.
All right. So let's show the virtual branch. Everybody can see it, I think. So what you're seeing here is the virtual branch demo, which is built on the same platform as Paula mentioned. So the components work very much the same way. It's more about localization versus personalization. So similar masthead across the top with the branding and the phone numbers, etc. And then our hero now is going to start with Welcome to Weoki Virtual Branch Experience. So whether you're a new member or a current one, our virtual branch has all the services you expect and more. So come on in. So this next component is about the services offered through Weoki's virtual branch. So again, reiterating and reinforcing for the member that these same services that they're used to taking advantage of in a branch are available online digitally. And yet, if they want to come into a branch, if there's availability in the branch with limited hours or what have you, they can still do that, and we'll help them do that. They can schedule a meeting with a specialist right here, which will take them to that appointment scheduler, but I'm going to show you a little bit more detailed version of that in just a second. Here's the FAQ integration right here. So here we've integrated also the search functionality. So you can search here as well as use the frequently asked questions, and then see where they can also log in and download mobile apps through the virtual experience right within the page itself. So obviously mortgages during this time have been at record rate lows. So within this component, you can click here to get advice. You can click on this right here to go right to a mortgage calculator, or if they're ready to apply, click right here and it drives you directly into an online application that they can fill out and submit. We talked about the appointment scheduler earlier. This one's a little more customized based on specific specialists. And in Weoki's case, they wanted to prompt their members with some of these questions, and these questions tied directly to the specialist below. So have you looked at the benefits of consolidating debt? Would you refinance your mortgage to save more money? Is it time for a new car? What about long-term goals? And then these are the people that are the specialists within Weoki that deal directly with that. And this can link directly to those specialists within a branch or at a central location or in a call center where people have been designated to handle those appointments. And then I demonstrated earlier how the appointment scheduler works, so I won't go through that again. But all those other drop downs work the same way, and they can schedule their appointment. And then just to continue, some additional educational content on how to lower debt, how to get a good mortgage, how to purchase a new car. And these all, again, deep link to more targeted content within their experience itself in the websites. So I won't click on all those, but this is a pretty neat integration we have with a partner called Pop.io, you may have heard of. And Pop.io offers video chat, voice or video, and also document signing and document sharing all within this video chat experience. So the member can actually set up a video chat right here. You can turn your video on or off. If you don't want to be seen, you can not be seen, but you can still see the person that you're talking with. And then on the right, you can see where these documents can be shared. You can scan your driver's license and send it directly through this experience. You can do DocuSign type functionality within this as well if you have to sign forms and paperwork. So this is really, a pretty slick functionality that you can integrate with the partner that we have with Pop.io. And then just to wrap up a little bit, talked a little bit about auto loans. So you're seeing the theme of what's going on with this initial virtual branch welcome. But get an auto loan without even visiting a branch. Click here to get calculate rates and payments. You can apply right here within the experience. Again, a refer a friend component to get members to refer additional members to get a benefit for that. And then we finish up with how was your Weoki virtual credit union experience? Oh, I love it. It's my new way of banking, and submit. And we're happy. And so that's kind of a quick run through of how a virtual branch experience can work. And I think I'm going to go back to Paula now to wrap up.
All right, great. I just transitioned back to Paula.
Okay, so how does all this work? And let me, am I showing you my screen all right?
No. There we go.
Oh, okay, good. Sorry about that. So now we're going to talk a little bit about how the platform works. And my crazy computer gets stuck. Hold on a minute. There we go. There we go. So this is the data that enables the personalization and localization. And so what we have here are literally big data. We get this directly from you in a CSV file. And the good news is you have all this data already. This is in your core or in other systems. We can take data from your core. We can take data from third-party systems, from a data lake or some sort of CRM system. So the goal here is to get data on that customer or member, their name, their address, email, date of birth, state, city, postal code. You might say, well, what the heck do you need their postal code? Well, what if they're in an emergency? and we want to communicate. They're in a fire. We want to talk to them about how we can help them. If they were in another type of disaster, or we can communicate with all members based upon all data. So if they belong to a branch, do we have a persona? What's their credit score? And we take any and all this data and use it to target and communicate with these customers or members. So this comes to us daily in a file. So it's secure, it's encrypted, so there's no worries there whatsoever. And then we curate content from your existing channels. What we don't want to do is have to start this process and build all new content. What we really want to do is be able to use the content, the programs, and leverage those in this new channel. And so whether it's your website, your blogs, your education, your events, whether it's Silvercloud that you already have and you want to incorporate your FAQs or your chatbots, your referral program, your promotions, your social, your video, any testimonials, calculators, credit apps, all the things you just saw demonstrated already exist. What we're creating is a layer between your website and trying to be a traffic cop at the appropriate time to drive these members and customers to things that they will react to and act upon. The next thing we have are our dynamic intelligent components. And these components are like Lego blocks. So we take all that content that we've curated from those different parts and pieces of your current environments and channels, and we embed those in our components. That's all the functionality, that's all the business rules, that's the content, the deep links. And then we have a concierge help desk that manages all this content, business rules, and components for you. So the way it works is the data comes to us daily in the CSV file, and we provide you with that file, data definition, and then we can work with your technical team to get a test file, and then we set it up and it automatically comes to us at least daily. We then have our curated content and functionality. So once we get the data, that data comes through our engine, reaches into our library of components, and pulls out the right components to send to that member or customer. And then that forms the page with all the different components on it at that point in time for each individual member or customer with whatever messaging is relevant to them. The last thing we do is, of course, the analytics and the leads. We can provide very deep analytics. We send leads either into your CRM if you have one. If you don't, we'll send it directly to the designates or multiple designates at the bank or credit union. And our automated virtual branches work exactly the same way, only we get in rich data about your individual branches and the kind of information and things you want to happen there. And then we can create, based upon your desires, a central branch, local virtual branches, and or a business, commercial, wealth management activity. So that's the way all that works. And now we have a deep dive or a little bit of a look at what these kind of reports look like. You see the welcome message here. You see the wedding retargeting here. We start to see how many users and when and why. And we can even drill down to the individual consumer, business customer, member level. So we also have our managed services, which is our B2B help desk. They're available and do all the creation, changes, and adjustments of content. They have a welcome orientation and a help desk setup. And then we provide monthly services such as proactive suggestions and best practices, consultation sessions, analytic report reviews, and management of all the content. So it works very, very well. We've become an extension of your marketing department or your branch. by making sure that the content is up to date, relevant, and that we know what events are going on, what promotions, new things that you're offering, and can communicate that on a one-to-one level with your members and customers. And now to share just a little bit about our key performance indicators. We really see terrific email open rates when the emails are introducing to the page. We then see terrific click-throughs compared to benchmarks, extremely low unsubscribe rates, up to 15.3% of the people interact with calculators. And by the way, those calculators, we can tell you each individual and what calculator they clicked on. We can also give you all the leads associated with the cross-selling. We note how many unique visitors every time versus returning visitors. And these returning visitors are coming back in 1 day or even up to 7 days. We see lots of survey completions, and we augment our data with all those survey results. So we're incorporating behavioral data into the overall data experience. And also we note primarily mobile usage, and still desktop is pretty strong, tablet's not quite as strong. And the average time spent is 2 minutes and 41 seconds. When we talk about demand sensing, Joe showed you those calculator buttons that people could click on, or the surveys that they could click on. Those generate leads, and because of the Pearl, the unique identifier, we know every single thing that individual member or customer does. And these are the kinds of numbers we see in people interested in credit card, auto loans, mortgages, referrals. And that can all be then built into an ROI, and we'll show you that in a minute. It can also be sent directly to the department, the branch. It could be the mortgage specialist, the call center who handles referrals. That's all part of the mapping we do as to where this information goes, how often, and then there is a monthly summary at the end of the month. So you can now start to have your internal people act upon these people's interests. We also can map all the interactions with things like e-bill pay and e-statements and app downloads. So that's what helps us instantly send thank yous for adopting a new product or service, and understanding again, are they after education, what kind of education, and we can follow up with information relevant to that kind of education they're looking for with our retargeting. So our client, Wioki, has done a great job of tracking. Not only do they have tracked the number of auto loans, mortgages, and credit cards that have come through our platform, but they've also got 3 full-time people that are basically business development people. And those people get all the leads, all the surveys, all the results, and they work those. So in combination with us and the lead department or the new business department, we have been able to achieve some pretty staggering results by basing the ROI based on the average annual interest per product. So we're just showing you here a little bit about what they see as an ROI based upon the annual interest per product, based upon the numbers that we were able to help them sell. And then a little bit about our services. We have a complete array of services that you can take advantage of. We have a cybersecurity practice and very secure hosting with an ISO 27001 compliant hosting provider. Even our biggest clients have passed this hosting provider with flying colors. And then we're very, very savvy on technical integrations. Everything from inbound and outbound data integrations, REST, SOAP, web services, flat files, third-party APIs and components, single sign-on integration, web services, mobile apps, online banking, all those are within our sweet spot. And then last but not least, we have a partnership with Correlation. We're having a big session with their customers tomorrow through a webinar. We're very thrilled with our Silvercloud relationship, the use of chatbots, FAQ, and search associated with our personal pages and our digital virtual branch. Connotext that can help with search engine optimization and has a referral engine if you need it. Pop.io, who does the live chat, video, and real-time document signing. Coconut software for appointment scheduling real-time. And we have a relationship with Thrive, who is a leading expert in data associated with credit unions and their members. So that's all we had today. I want to thank you for attending. And if anybody has any questions, we'd be happy to take them now.
All right, great. Well, thank you, Joe, and thank you very much, Paula. Just looking through the questions, I don't see any.
Okay.
But also, we'll as a follow-up to everyone that registered and attended today, I know there's a number of you. We'll send a follow-up up with a link to the recording as well as the slides. So if you do have any questions, you can reply back to Joe and Paula there. So yeah, on behalf of everyone here at Silvercloud, as well as ChannelNet, Joe and Paul, I'll let you say goodbye. But thank you so much for spending your afternoon with us. We really appreciate it. And Paula and Joe, great job. That was really exciting.
Thank you so much. And we're very excited about our Silvercloud relationship. And we look forward to hearing from many of your customers as we expand our footprint in the banking and credit union space.
Great.
Thanks again.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.